Well, you knew it was coming because the liberal left is completely unhinged. Yesterday, Donald Trump had a press conference in which he talked about possible links between Tylenol as well as the schedule that babies are on and autism. I'm not a doctor, so I can't speak to this from a position of authority, but I'm not a medical doctor, but I'm a doctor of leftoiditis, and I'm one of the top consultations. I'm one of the top doctors in this space, and I knew what was going to happen. Do you know? Think just for a second. What is the dumbest, most insane thing the left was going to do after Donald Trump said that Tylenol might be bad? Yep, that's right. They are overdosing on Tylenol to totally own Drumpf. They're literally, quotation, giving my kid autism to own Drumpf. These people are hilarious, and that's what we talk about here on this channel. The Jeremy Hambley channel. It is my name. It is my personal channel. Please leave a like on the video, and if you haven't yet, subscribe or follow down below. And make sure you join the members area over at thequartering.com/join. We have a lot of fun, and I hang out in there. So does Hannah Claire, Melanie Mack, and my staff. So check this out. Just in, to stick it to Trump and RFK, liberal women who are pregnant are now posting videos on social media of them downing Tylenol. Quote, I believe in science and not someone who has no medical background. Okay. Here's me, a pregnant woman taking Tylenol because I believe in science and not someone who has no medical background. Okay. There's a song playing. Yep, she takes a single Tylenol. By the way, that's a small dose. And we don't even know if she swallowed it. My guess is she didn't. You think it's just one? You're like, Jeremy, did you find one crazy, person who's just, is this just bait? Liberals are now overdosing on Tylenol on TikTok. Someone stop this. How I'm taking Tylenol after Trump's big announcement. Okay, everyone puts music on it. Okay. So she's happy to take Tylenol. I mean, I don't understand. Like, here's this one. So liberals are now taking extra Tylenol because Trump said it was bad.
About to take Tylenol for my headache while pregnant because I don't take my medical advice from a man who doesn't have a degree in science, healthcare, or medicine, and who had a parasitic brain infection and was addicted to heroin for 14 years. Yeah, I'll trust my doctors who have their degree.
Yeah, but doctors actually will warn people. Look, I don't know if the connection is real or not, but I can tell you this. As a man who only looks like he's pregnant, but isn't actually pregnant, I feel like I would strongly encourage my wife to not take it. But the fact of the matter is, my wife wouldn't need to be strongly encouraged. If there was any chance whatsoever, if she believed that there's any chance whatsoever, she would probably not take it unless absolutely necessary. And this isn't to call out people who take it, because ultimately you have to talk to your own doctor. You have to look at the research yourself. You have to decide what's best for you and your child. There are a lot of moms out there that took a lot of Tylenol during their pregnancies and their kids did not have autism. Okay. I'm more interested in looking at the schedule in which we're giving kids injections and seeing if that is possibly connected to it. But I mean, why would you do this? These people are so like Trump. Tylenol is bad, very bad. Liberals, more Tylenol, please. I didn't like Joe Biden, but if Joe Biden said something like this, I wouldn't be like, boy, I better just take a bunch of Tylenol for no reason. Like, I believe in the science. Okay, well, the scientific papers ghost published by Monsanto say that that Roundup is perfectly safe for human consumption. You should drink a bottle of that since the quote science said it's safe. I mean, of course, what are the odds she doesn't have any symptoms even requiring Tylenol? 100%. I bet that she probably didn't even swallow because she's, not a good woman. But whoa, sorry. Not okay. I know I have 6% female viewership, and I apologize for that horrible joke. Anyway, Trump speaks and links autism to acetaminophen, whose use during pregnancy, despite decades of evidence, it's safe. Again, did he say it was 100%? The reason, no. But, could it be more like a combination of the jab schedule and, super processed foods and Tylenol overuse? Sure. I could see that being plausible. I'm not saying I know that for a fact, but I do think it's pretty funny how literally every major publication came out the next day to shill for big pharma. I bet you their advertising budgets have never been bigger. And, the Tylenol stock rebounded today, and I would totally expect it to. It's not like I'm going to stop taking Tylenol. Like 100% of men aren't going to take less Tylenol, and 100% of women who aren't pregnant aren't going to take less Tylenol. So how much of the market is going to be affected if even 50% of pregnant women stop taking Tylenol? It's going to be indistinguishable. It's not going to affect the stock. I never thought it would. President Donald Trump announced Monday that the U.S. Food and Drug Administration will notify doctors that the use of Tylenol during pregnancy can be associated with a very increased risk of autism, despite decades of evidence that it is safe. Now, I don't know if the Amish take Tylenol. I assume that they're not. They don't. But I am fascinated by looking at the Amish. Now, there is some percentage of Amish people that are born with autism. That's a misnomer. It's not like 0%. It's like 0.5% or something like that. But it is considerably less than any other group of people. I also wonder, what are the autism rates in Africa where they're not taking Tylenol? What are the autism rates, at the same rates we are in areas where, this is data that all this does is make me want to see more. And at the end of the day, from what I understood from the press conference, is that they were just like, hey, we're going to put a warning label on it. What's wrong with that? Like, give people more. If a mom says, hey, I'm going to use it sparingly, I don't really think it's going to, how much Tylenol are you having to gobble before it affects that? Is taking one Tylenol going to give your kid autism? I feel like that's highly unlikely. It's like if my wife was pregnant and you're only allowed to take Tylenol, I would just hope that she uses it sparingly. It seems unlikely that a single dose would cause it. I assume, if anything, again, I'm not a doctor, so this is just me thinking out loud, it would probably be to prolonged use, daily use. People take pills now like crazy. Experts say there are multiple cases of autism, and the science showing a connection between autism and Tylenol is not settled. Fair. But that doesn't mean it's been debunked, does it? It means that we need to look more into this. We need to understand more. And I don't know why anyone would be against that. Why would anyone fight against knowing more about whether or not this link exists? Without treatment, a fever can be dangerous for both the fetus and the pregnant person, experts say. Risks could include miscarriage, birth defects, and high pressure. Yeah, but I think what they're talking about here, again, pregnant ladies, you can let me know, but I'm just a regular guy. I'm assuming they're not talking about people who are only taking Tylenol when they have a dangerously high fever. They're probably talking about women who are taking Tylenol every day because they're sore and they're not powering through it, or they're not looking at alternative methods like massage or, a variety of other possibilities. Like, it's probably people who are mainlining nine Tylenols a day more than anything. At some point during pregnancy, most people use acetaminophen. It's also known as paracetamol and sold under the brand name Tylenol. It's considered the only safe over-the-counter option for pain or fever for pregnant people. Other common pain relief options like ibuprofen and regular dose aspirin can increase the risk of serious complications during pregnancy. Speaking from the White House, alongside U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy, U.S. Food and Drug Administration Commissioner Dr. Marty McCary, Trump did not keep his remarks to Tylenol during pregnancy. He advocated for breaking up the childhood vaccines and even pushing back on the Hep B shot for newborns, a public health strategy that brought the infection in children from the brink of to the brink of elimination to age 12. It's, quote, too much liquid, too many things are going into. Look, I'm all for doing the research here. If I had a newborn, I would be probably like crippled with deciding what's the best and what's not the best. What things are safe, what things aren't safe. But I think that I also want to trust the science. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why people don't want more information. Aren't these the same people that said trust the science? Well, the science, they say, is unsettled on Tylenol use while pregnant. I assume that using it only when you have a high fever is probably not going to give your kid autism. Taking it every day, 9 pills a day, maybe it does. I don't know. I can't say it does. I can't say it doesn't. But what I can say is, Big Pharma, I just saw this article this morning. Let me just show you. This is who Big Pharma is, okay? Again, I trust my doctors. I trust my doctor. But this is Big Pharma. I'm the doctor on the cusp of an autism breakthrough. We're using an everyday $2.50 pill to reverse childhood symptoms. So it's like, first we'll give your kid autism, and then we'll sell you another pill to treat the symptoms that they'll have to be on their entire life. Again, I don't know that they are, but I'm saying I don't think I'd be pregnant if my pregnant wife was going on TikTok for likes and taking Tylenol to own Drumpf. I don't think I would have chosen a good mother. I don't think that I would be feeling great about my decision to impregnate that woman. But I suppose that's just me. You let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Please do join the members area today. It's the #1 best way to support the channel. And make sure you subscribe or follow down below. And we'll talk to you again real soon.